A clash erupts when European tourists confront Donald Trump during an unexpected visit to Cincinnati's Ultimate Queen City Underground tour, boldly challenging America's history until Trump's surprising defense leaves them speechless, turning the moment unforgettable. Trump steps into the shadowy tunnels of the historic underground tour, joined by his security team and local officials, ready to showcase America's hidden past to the world. As he moves through the stone corridors, his voice echoes, greeting a group of European tourists gathered for the tour. Cameras flash, capturing the U.S. president engaging with visitors from abroad. Among them, a woman named Elvira Voss, her thick German accent sharp, steps forward, eyes narrowing as tensions rise. She spoke up, addressing him respectfully. "Mr. President, with all due respect, America's history feels so young compared to Europe's. These tunnels are interesting, but how can you call this preservation when our castles have stood for centuries?" Her words carried a clear challenge. The small group of tourists, two men, Hans Ulrich and Peter van Dyck, and another woman, Greta Lund, nodded in agreement, their faces skeptical. Trump paused, turning to face her, his security team alert but silent. He adjusted his stance, hands moving as he began. "Look, Elvira, I get it. Europe's got those old castles, beautiful places, no question. But these tunnels? This is America's story. Cincinnati built this underground to survive, to innovate. We don't just preserve history. We create something new from the past. That's the difference." Elvira crossed her arms, unfazed. Create, maybe, but it lacks the depth in Germany. We have sites that tell stories of kings and wars for 1,000 years. Here it feels like a tourist gimmick. No offense, but your history doesn't carry the same weight. The group murmurs, Hans adding, "Yes, in the Netherlands. Our Dickus in old towns, their living history America tears down and rebuilds too fast. How do you preserve identity like that?" Trump tilts his head, a slight smile forming as he leans in. Hold on. You think we tear down these tunnels, we're forgotten? Sure, but local folks here brought them back. That's not tearing down. That's grit. We've got a history of turning challenges into strengths. Look at this place used for storage hiding spots during tough times. That's American resilience, not just old stones. Greta steps closer. Her tone. "Firm resilience is good, Mr. President, but preservation means more than use in Sweden. We protect our Viking sites, let them speak for themselves. Here it feels commercialized. You're just showing this off for votes," Elvira accused. Trump chuckled, raising a hand. "Votes? No. This is about pride. I'm here because America's got a story worth telling. These tunnels aren't just a show. They're proof we adapt. Vikings are great, sure, but we've got pioneers, inventors, people who built a nation from scratch. That depth, it's in every brick down here." Peter shook his head, joining in. "Adaptation, yes, but at what cost? In Europe, we balance progress with tradition. America rushes ahead, leaving the past behind. Your cities change too much. How do you keep history alive like that?" Trump straightened, his voice rising slightly. "Too much? Listen, Peter. Change is our strength. These tunnels were buried, forgotten, but Cincinnati didn't let that happen. They fought to bring them back, to turn them into something people can see. Learn from that. That's not leaving the past behind. That's honoring it, our way. Europe's got its methods, fine, but we've got ours. This is living history, not a museum piece." Elvira frowned, pressing further. "Honoring it your way sounds like an excuse. Our sites in Europe aren't just alive, they're sacred. You turn everything into a business. Is that respect or profit?" Trump pointed to the tunnel walls, his tone firm but measured. "Sacred? Sure, your castles are sacred. I'll give you that. But these walls? They're sacred to the people who worked here, who kept this city alive. We don't just lock history away. We make it part of today. Profit? Maybe some. But mostly it's about showing the world what America can do." Hans nodded slowly, considering. "Fair point, maybe. But the soul of a place, that's what matters. These tunnels? They don't feel like they have a soul compared to our old churches." Trump stepped closer, voice lowering with intensity. "Soul, Hans? The soul's right. Here, this isn't just stone. It's the sweat of the people who built this country. Churches are beautiful, no doubt, but these tunnels tell a story of survival and innovation. We don't need 1,000 years to prove our worth. We've done it in 200. That's the American spirit. Greta tilted her head, softening slightly. Survival, yes, but does that justify the rush? We take time in Europe. We let history breathe. You always seem to be in a hurry. Trump smiled, spreading his hands. Hurry? Maybe a little. That's how we got to the moon, built this country. But breathe? We do that too. Look around. This tour is giving these tunnels life again. We're not rushing past history. We're bringing it forward. That's the balance we strike, and it works for us. Elvira uncrossed her arms, her tone shifting. Bringing it forward. I see that now, but still, Europe's approach feels more careful. You take risks. America doesn't always pay off. Trump nodded, acknowledging her point. Risks, sure. Sometimes we stumble, but when they pay off, they change the world. These tunnels were a risk to restore, but now, they're a window into our past. Careful's good, Elvira, but bold's what built America. You've got your way. We've got ours, both work. Peter laughed lightly, easing the tension. Bold, I'll give you that. Maybe we've been too hard on you. This place does have a story, just a different one. Trump grinned, pointing at him. Exactly, Peter. Different but strong. That's what I'm saying. America isn't about copying Europe. We're about making our own mark. These tunnels, they're part of that mark. Greta smiled, stepping back. I think we understand better now. It's not the age, it's the spirit. You've made a case for that. Elvira nodded, her earlier edge gone. Yes, Mr. President, you've surprised us. This place does have depth, just not the kind we're used to. Trump turned to the group, his voice proud. Good, good. That's what I wanted to hear. This is America. Great history, greater future. Believe in it. You all should come back and see more. He waved to the tourists, then signaled his team, heading toward the tunnel exit. The group clapped lightly, their earlier tension replaced by mutual respect. If this moment caught your attention, take a moment to reflect on what history means to you and share it with someone. Don't forget to subscribe and drop your thoughts in the comments below.